Hi everyone. Today is day two of me, a product manager, trying to learn the skill sets for the AI engineer. Day two have been quite wholesome so far. There are a couple things that we learned today. Let me quickly share my screen and start off. First thing that I did, since I all got to know about the Chat GPT. Now here one thing I have identified that we have something called as async and await. And for all the LLM calls that we were doing, we were using this. So I think that's the curious point through which I started my day. So from today onwards, I sort of thought that I would start recapping also of what I have learned today. It'll be a good revision for me also, as well as sort of give a glimpse on how the journey is panning out and where we are. Now, when you scale this up for a lot of calls, a lot of API calls, LLM calls, what happens essentially is everything will stack on top of each other. So a program will take a long, long time to execute from end to end. And that's where async await comes into the picture. That was async await. I have made a post about this on LinkedIn. This is sort of workflow that I built with. Now today, interesting thing is I started exploring OpenAI Agents SDK. So it's a lightweight framework. So yeah, it's a framework, not a library. So again, that's something interesting that I sort of learned today. Crude example would be that library is set of tools and components through which I can build the car. So like whatever car I want. Framework is like I already have a car, but I can decide, okay, how much the speed, whether I need to keep the window down or up, how much petrol the car will have. So sort of uh, the example. So yeah. So started off with building a small project, which is I will give a demo of that also, but we learned essentially is how to call the agent, what are the different set of parameters that we need to send. This is not the all inclusive list. We will have some other variables also that we can pass, and depending on that we'll get the output, or like we can define how the output the LLM is given to us. If you see here again, we have async and await. So the same thing. So uh, started building one small project. It is not yet finished. But what we are essentially trying to do is, if you see, we have SendGrid. SendGrid is a platform where you can go and send emails, like bulk emails and all. We get an API access for that. So the idea here is we will define different type of sales agent. So we have instructions for those sales agent 1, 2, and 3, professional, humorous, and busy sales agent. And depending on, let's say, what is the lead, I think we'll be able to say that, okay, sales agent 1 should be sending or drafting the email and sending the email. So again, result dot run. If we send, if you see, we did not use await here, and it is essentially returning an object which is coroutine object, which basically says that we have an object which is nothing but task list, that this task needs to be run. But as of now, I'm not wait uh task needs to be run, but I will wait for this task. Like there's no explicit instructions that, okay, this needs to run and I need to get the output. So as of now, it just skipped. So the task itself has not run yet. This is again something that is being written by OpenAI. Now, if we use the await, we'll be able to print the result, and this is the result that we are getting. Interesting thing, if I start this execution, let's say it will take what 6.6 seconds to generate the response and give it back. If you see, this whole thing is generated and shown in one go. There's another uh, sort of method, I would say, which is stream. So if I do the stream, it will start streaming the token at it as it is producing. So so that's what the chat gpt or claude essentially does. So when you give a prompt, it starts streaming back uh, the response to you. So yeah, that was the day 2. Day 3 will be on, we'll see what we'll be covering on day 3. The Udemy course that I shared on the day first is still one thing that I am following. All of this is of course coming from that. So yeah, onwards to day 3.